Hello everyone, this is Shokora Zouheikyoku aka Chocomint, and welcome to our Let's Play of Yrsa Major, an Elchemia Story. In the last episode, Yrsa and Yrsa has been to the Harvest Festival and they have confirmed their affections and love towards each other. In this chapter, I wonder what will happen next in their relationship. So, let's continue. Madam, Scholar Olaine, since everyone's here now, could you start from the beginning about what you told me?
Will do. Though we ain't got that much time, I'll be quick.
It was the morning after the festival. Everyone with authority in Silvervale was gathered once again in the village hall. Amidst the sea of grim faces, including mine, Olaine nevertheless looked calm. And Yrsa was at my side, his hand on mine as we listened. That was a small reassurance.
Like I said, I'm an alchemist. Was traveling through this area when I heard tell of some going-ons with Diamond. I just have heard of the Diamond text nearby. Sounded strange to me, Diamond showing up in such numbers. Well, I've been chasing rumors for a couple months. Chatted up folks in Brookhaven, dug up Diamond peaks in Velvar and the like. Wow, long story short, turns out somebody's been luring Diamond towards towns.
What? A few murmurs came from the ground. Olaine went on.
Every time I got attacked, there were pits of rotten meat left in odd places, and Diamond footsteps clustered around when Diamond usually wandered with no reason. Odd coincidence if it ain't blamed.
But hang on. There were a few more suspicious eyes on Olaine now. It had been a bold proclamation, and she was unknown to the village. Everyone knows diamonds aren't attractive to that meat. They aim for the living. If you wanted to lure diamond, it ain't rotten meat you have to use.
Sharp, but I was just getting to that.
There is a concoction that attracts diamond.
Took some herbs or alchemy skill to make it so it ain't common. Dangerous too. But it's got its use. Officially, it's made feeding diamond to traps. But if someone else gets their hands on it...
I suddenly remember. I got paid to dig traps, not fight diamond. It is just stinking diamond bait they call him. You deal with it. You wanted space stuff, right? Then. And the gauntlet the bandit had been wearing. There was a small vial attached to it, with liquid still remaining. That's...
You thought of something there?
I dug through my pouch in lieu of a response. I kept the vial and gauntlet after I cleaned up the bandit's arm, but after what happened with Yrsa, I completely forgot about it until now. Thankfully, I hadn't lost the vial after all. I handed it to Olaine.
Wow, I'll be damned. Where you get it?
Bandits. The attention of the room was on me now. Yrsa gave my hand an encouraging squeeze. I went on. The doctor and I ran into some bandits up by the waterfall about 10 days ago. They didn't want to be seen and attacked us. When we drove them off, one of them dropped this bottle. And the alchemist just reminded me, While I was up in rehome, they had workers digging jobs for diamond. The rehome girls had bottles they called diamond bait. It looked exactly like this.
This sure seems to be the same make. Good memory, girl.
And the smell of rotten meat I noticed at the bandits' abandoned camp. The oddness of the diamond showing up so quickly. It all suddenly made sense. The hubbub rising among the crowd now was louder, angrier, and less uncertain. Rehome? They ain't content with high prices. Now they send diamond on us.
But hold on a moment. Why? We've got no beef with Rehome or Escort. Why would they send bandits or lure diamonds to us? We ain't got nothing they want.
True. The rehome guard, at least, had treated me fairly. I hadn't seen signs of plotting, though I wouldn't have known what to look for regardless. But before I could make a fool of myself speculating.
That ain't the important part, now is it? You can deal with them who's responsible later. The fact remains, you've got a bag of diamond on your doorstep.
Sudden silence. Elaine continued, with a thoughtful look at me as she did.
Since we agreed the bay is what's been attracting the diamond, I'll go on. A week ago, I was around Brookhaven Way and found eaten baits and tracks in the middle of the woods, heading elsewhere. I followed the trail and kept finding bait and more diamond tracks joining on. Once I passed them, I realized I was just about at your village. So now, there's a big bag of diamond following someone's trail of bait, and it's leading right to Silvervale. They're just about a day off now.
How many diamonds do you reckon?
At least a dozen, and a big one.
A dozen? A moment of silence followed. That's insane. We can't fight that many. We ain't got towers and rehomes and our menfolk and... He stopped, but I knew what he meant to say. Silvervale was old. Young men went elsewhere to work. Even those who could still fight were past their prime. I was the strongest person in the village, and I had nearly been killed taking on 2 diamond. A dozen diamond arriving as a bag, and the big one, I did not want to imagine it. You ain't suggesting we leave our homes? If we can get out before they get it. Dragging children and elders into the mountains for the beast and God knows what. Are you out of your mind? Panic was beginning to spread. Voices rose here and there, hints of shrewdness in them, or snapping at each other. Elaine looked on, her expression inscrutable. I wanted to say something, but I did not know what. Please hold on a moment, everyone. The furrow softened. Urabel's voice was quiet, but somehow it carried into the room. You are not defenseless. You need not fear so quickly. Whatever you do, you will have help. I will aid you in any way I can, and you have a protector. She is the strongest person I have known. She will not let you come to harm. Urabel. Though I fought Diamond very recently, I did not know if it would help us plan for this. But as I looked, there were no slow knocks around the room. Even the chief seemed to be listening. Yrsa, they trust you and your strength, and I do as well. I do not know enough to help them here, but will you guide them with what you know? I'll try. The moment of peace that Yrsa has created finally helped me piece my thoughts together. It wasn't anything like a strategy, just a feeling. But for Silvervale, that might have been enough. This village, Silvervale is strong. All of us know these mountains. If we stay, we have firm buildings to weather the attack. We can set traps and guard the roads. If we leave, we know the best routes to take to move quickly, but we'll have no defense on the road except by our own hand. And no one wants to leave their homes. Not at that. The room seemed to be listening, even Elaine. Her sharp eyes were focused on me. But if we stay, we need a plan. How many balls and plates we have? Which building is the strongest to shelter in, where to set traps, who fights? And we can't put those who can't fight in dangerous way. So the elders, children, and those who can't carry a blade should shelter. Those who will fight should repair.
Well said. And before you call me an elder, I'll help you fight as well. Plenty of places for alchemy to be of use here, and I've got a few traps up my sleeves. So what it be, Chief?
And when Chief Orin declared that we would fight, we began to repair. Yrsa, you were wonderful. You spoke to them so clearly, and they listened. It was a sight to see. Yrsa, thank you. I'm just glad you were there to help me. It was nothing. I only spoke what I thought. I stopped myself from reaching out to take his hand, or pat his shoulder, or just touch him with an effort. I couldn't at that moment. But the plan is set now. It seems a good one. The Diamond Pack were approaching from the east. Because Diamond aimed for living beings, they would try to enter the village once they got close enough. But they wouldn't be able to reach the village from the east. Tall cliffs stood in the way. So the pack would probably circle around. They may take either the forested north road or the road to the south where the closed mines were. Elaine had taken the bandit's vial and was setting up bait and alchemical traps in the south, hoping to lead most of the diamond there. And the village's 20 able-bodied fighters would be split into groups, 2 large ones to defend the north and south, and 1 to keep watch to the east. Everyone else would shelter in the town hall and the storeroom at the village center, as they were the most strongly built stone buildings. That would allow the fighters to focus without worrying for their families. Diamond should not be able to break through to them. Stocking food in the storehouse, as the villagers may need to shelter there for some time. Yrsa was speaking. I tore my thoughts back, but I knew I would have to raise the subject with him soon. Since there is time, I will help prepare food for them as well. But as soon as that is complete, I will go with you to the northern road. No. You should shelter in the village center too. But what? No, I cannot. You will be fighting Diamond in the north. I can't let you come to harm while I am. I won't. There would be at least 7 fighting men with me. And the chief's out fighting as well. Everyone in the village center. They need someone there to keep them calm. You're their doctor. They trust you. You should be there. Yrsa, I know you are right. The villagers need a guide and someone to watch over them. But that's mistake in the pronunciation now. Oh dear. Need not be me. There are many villagers here who are brave, and who the rest look to. I do not. Please, you know my power can be used to defend. Let me stay with you. Okay, that's a good question. Which power to use? Choice to choose. I'm not strong enough to. They need your power elsewhere. No, your power can't only be used for my sake. Enter fighters will retreat to the village center. You'll be able to heal them there. If you're in the north, those fighting in the south have no support. I go to the village center. That's the only way we can keep everyone safe. I understand. Try as I might, I couldn't stop myself from looking after Urabel as he walked away slowly. But I couldn't yell after him or apologize. Not now. And before I could think anything else, another familiar face came into view.
Wow, looks like you made a rational decision. It's a fine strategy to keep healers at the back.
Is it? Good.
It is. So why do you not look satisfied, girl?
It doesn't matter. This is the right decision. He'll be safer.
Is it then? Sure seems a bit selfish to me, keeping all the danger to yourself and giving him all the worry instead. Well, you're not speak, so it's none of my business. I just came to tell ya the chief wants a word about the reparations. He's over that a ways. I'll be off with the draft then.
And she left as well. I found myself standing alone. She was right. I was selfish. But it was only because I was too weak. After a single night, a single month, I already knew. I was not strong enough to lose someone I loved ever again. I would do everything I could to prevent that. I gritted my teeth and went off to fight the chief. Between my rushing here and there, evening had fallen before I knew. The earlier bustle of supply stocking had died down, but the cooking fires were eerily absent tonight. So Silvervale always sat silent in anticipation. Okay, I was curious from the what Olaine had just said. So should it be better if she expressed herself, like her feelings? So what I chose was rational choices, like they need your power elsewhere. But the under that is I'm not strong enough to, so it shows her emotions. Should she convey it more, or should she be more rational in a sense? But then either way, he's gonna be sad. So at least we should convey our emotions, our reasoning to that in an emotional way. Maybe that'll be better. So I'll check it out. I'm not strong enough to. I can't protect you. We don't know how many diamonds there will be. If we're overwhelmed, I can't. You will not be able to fight freely if I burn you, because I am not strong enough. Then I understand. No, you are not. I'm the only one not strong enough. I don't want you to get hurt. So just go to the village center. Please. What determination I had in the hole seemed to have evaporated. I didn't know why, but I couldn't look at Yrsa. But then I felt a soft touch on my shoulder. Yrsa, oh, do as you ask. And when I looked up again, I caught a last glimpse of him looking at me as he turned the corner. But then he was gone. In his place, okay, skip that. Okay, I can't. Another familiar face was emerging.
Sounds like you're acting on your feelings for once, man. Yeah, told him the truth. So why you not look satisfied, girl?
It doesn't matter. This is the right decision. He'll be safer. Okay? Scouts had sighted the diamond pack, and by their speed, they would in fact arrive early the next day. So there was a long night before me. The other fighters in my squad had decided to take up watch in one of the old towers near the north gate to be ready. I could join them now. But I suddenly had a thought. If Yrsa was at the village center now, maybe he had forgotten something at home. Or was there something I could bring him? It was a foolish thought, but nevertheless, perhaps I could check. I wonder if there is any lasting consequences for the strokes or what. Since we show all emotion, let's just go to the cabin. There was no harm in checking one more time. Maybe something will happen. Maybe there is a loophole in the plan or something of that kind. But I hope it won't be so it could be a good situation. As I approached, I was surprised to find that a small light was still burning inside the house. If Yrsa had left in haste, I should at least put it out. Yrsa. Oh, or they could meet each other and maybe talk a bit more. I'm glad. I had wanted to see you one more time, but did not know. I'm glad too, but when'd you go in? Why are you still here? I smelled the answer before he could respond. I had missed the cooking smoke in the evening darkness, but a pot full of vegetable soup and a fresh loaf of bread sat on the hearth. You were cooking? Yes, it was a small whim of mine. I thought if you returned to the cabin for anything, you would enjoy a warm meal, and that would keep for tomorrow, so I came a little closer. Yrsa raised a ladle full of soup and offered it to me, as he normally would whenever I watched him cook over his shoulder. And he'd been teaching me as well before the festival. I wanted to learn, so I could see him smile at me over my food. And I finally understood why. I finally told him how I felt. I've finally been able to see him happy because of me. But now, we hadn't even had a single meal together before. Yrsa? Yrsa, what's wrong? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Hug. Yes, this is wonderful actually. I love these hugs. It's a nice, warm, soft hug full of longing, affection, and missing to remember someone, to missing someone. Okay. Damn it. I'm so sorry. Yrsa. Why did it shouldn't have been like this? I wanted to come home and see you here and eat together, and I wanted you to be happy. Oh, Yrsa, I've been so happy all of this time. Being with you, learning how to live, has given me more joy than I ever known. But I know, I am terrified as well. I do not want to let you go. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose any of these memories. I do not know if there is any good choice to make. But this will not be the end. Promise me. Promise that you will come back. I do. I promise. I'll come back. We'll share this food together. Arabelle's arm squeezed me tightly. I held on to him as if he would melt into water at any moment. Finally, morning came, and so did the diamond. The first sight I heard, standing watch with my sweat at the entrance to the woods, was a series of blasts echoing dully from the south. What the hell are those? The drafts. A chemical fire, I think. I recall Olane's blast of fire in the diamond she had taken out almost without effort. She was in the south, overseeing her traps along with the fighting swan. I hoped her other alchemical tricks were as impressive. Well, damn, but that's loud. Think I got them? At least one? Let's hope, maybe it's the big one. Guess we're just gonna trust a mad old alchemist. Keep an eye out. Quiet fell. My hand unconsciously went to my hair, where I added Urbel's silver band last night. Feeling the cool stone gave me a small bit of comfort, almost as if Urbel's hand were on mine. Oh, I did notice there's the band now. Nice, it looks good on her. Morning fog curled about on the roof, creating odd shadows in thin air. We held all mismatched weaponry, axes, a sharpened shovel, a bike from old Elysian military service, and two quickly restrained bows at the ready, and waited. We didn't have to wait long. There came, suddenly, a low growl, and the cracking of branches from the fog. Thus, left of the stream, shoot! Two arrows flew into the mist, and there was a vain roar. Moments later, you bastard! Take this! Okay, that's a terrible wrath. Almost. Wait, there's more coming. In the commotion caused by the first, two more diamond burst from the trees, and the skirmish began in earnest. They're dead, right? Yeah. The three diamonds had fallen, but we were not unscathed either. With help,
I tied a little cloth around a cut on my arm. It would have to do for now. 2 men had taken more serious wounds and had to be tended to. If you can walk, head back to the village center. The doctor there. We had 6 fighters, including me. 3 diamonds were down, out of about a dozen. We would have trouble fighting off another 3 without someone being hurt. All I could do was hope that Olen's scheme had actually lured the majority of them into her traps. Huh? What's that? Back, now! And then something massive smashed through the trees. That's a monstrosity, alright. It's a mixture of a wolf, a goat, or ox, someone, maybe a deer. What the? No, God and we. What the hell is that? Most diamonds were still shaped like wild peas they had once been, but this creature had too many heads, and they shred in unison. Keep shooting it! The arrows had no effect. The monstrosity lumbered forward, slowly, ponderously, but deliberately. Its teeth, if they could be called that, glittered a sickening silver against the void in its mouth. Keep shooting and fall back. We'll wear it out. We had almost backed up to the outermost buildings of the village, but we were running out of arrows. The creature had kept pace with our steady retreat, without even reacting to the sharps in his body and hands. Then we'll hold it there. One more volley, and then to blaze. My axe cut into its fur, just as the other men blazed had, but it was not enough. I leaped away as a giant claw swung past me a hair's-breadth away and struck a nearby oak. The tree trunk exploded, showering us with wood chips as the remnants crashed to the forest floor. The walls of the village storehouse flashed into my mind. Yrsa, we can't stop this thing. That's why in the east, we're gonna get help. If we don't stop it here, it will head straight for the village center. We can't. We have to. If we all die out here, we won't know what's coming. And we have to get back to everyone alive. Promise me. Promise. You will come back. I do. I promise. Alright. Actors, go fight the east and south squads. Get more arrows and get help. Everyone else, head back towards the square. The streets of Silvervale were silent in the morning gloom. The only thing I heard was the sound of our footsteps, the heavy breathing of the others, and the thuds of the monster coming after us, slowly and unhurriedly. Our plan had been sound. Only a few diamonds had came up. They're nothing bad after all, but so had this monster, and none of us knew how to stop it. I realized I was running up the steps that led to the village square. At the other end of the square was the hall and the storehouses. Stop. There were only 3 men with me now. The archers had run to seek help. I did not know if the 2 wounded men had made it back. and try as I might, I heard no sounds of reinforcements. We only have 2 men with axes, 1 with a bike, which would be hard to use in the village, and me. But we could retreat no further. We'll fight here. We won't let it get any closer to our folks. Axes to the sides. Ambush it when it comes up the steps. I'll stand here and draw its attention. Backs, go. Tell the folks in the village hall. Make sure they're ready to run if. Will do. The bikemen left. The other fighters took their positions, and the diamond's footsteps started closer around the corner. We will not let this creature through. And then the diamond burst into view and came at us. Die! The creature swung wildly, but I was already away. The other fighters leaped at it, seeing an opening. But still it kept coming. I cut and dodged and cut again. The creature's claws tore through walls in its way. Rubble and chips of stone showered me, and so did black blood. Already, damn you! All axes were making contact. The creature was wounded. But I couldn't stay in the way of the claws that could shatter solid stone. I could only step back little by little, and it kept coming. Gah! Damn it! The other fighter fell back as well, his weapon broken by a swipe. I was the only one in the creature's way, and its hands turned towards me, all as one. Its attention focused, the attack came fast, and I did not realize how tired I was until I tried to dodge again, a little too slowly. I hit the ground heavily as fire, and red burst over my shoulder. My axe slid away across the flagstones. Even as I desperately turned, the diamond was raising its claws again. No, I couldn't. Not here. I was so close. I promised. I had to come back to him. Enough. Ooh, an ice shoe, an ice shoe? Wow, so manly. Herbert looks so manly right now. Ooh. I mean, he's always manly, but he looks extra manly in this view. And extra handsome in this view too. Ooh. Uribel, why are you? Uribel was holding me tightly. A pure shoe of ice rose from his hand, unbroken. The diamond's claws did not pierce it. The light around him shone like a star, but the smile he showed me was even brighter. But with the ice and the power I felt healing my wounds, he couldn't hold out like this. No, you can't. It's still too strong for you. You have to go. No, Yrsa, listen to me. I will not leave you again. Whatever happens, I will face it with you. But I love you. I do not want to be apart from you, and fear for you from afar. Never again. And you have protected me all of this time. You have done so much. So let me be your shoe. Let me stand at your side. To be worthy as your partner. to be the one you love. Let me protect you as well. The eyes, how sparkling blue. Uribel's arms around me were warm, and I knew he wouldn't let go even after I was dead. I wanted you to be safe. Yrsa, I know, but I believe there is still a chance for all of us. Huh? Then I heard voices, but not those of the fighting men. This is for your souls! Get over! Oh, they're throwing something. Wow. I got many of these at yoga shows. Ha! Rocks? Don't need the counter, lady. Okay, let's try again. Don't need the counter. Don't need the counter, lady. Several bells can almost do, girl. A flood of voices and rocks flew at the diamond from every direction. Everyone who sheltered at the village hall was there. The no longer bow-legged old men, the bickering children, old Marcia, and everyone else. When had they come out? Why, they should have. They love you and this village just as I do. They wanted to protect you as well. And with those words, I realized that the diamond above us had stopped attacking. The rocks that struck it couldn't have hurt it where our axes hadn't, but all of its heads were furiously twisted this way and that, faced with an onslaught of rocks and rubble from every direction. It was confused. Every time it lifted its claws to advance one way, two more rocks would strike it from another, and as it moved, I suddenly saw from below that the creature had another face. That's very creepy. Isn't that a human face? Oh wow! It was almost like a human's. It had been so hidden under the other monstrous heads that none of us had noticed it until then. And for some reason, its eyes seemed to be staring at Uribo and I. Its mouth opened and closed wordlessly, almost bleedingly. That creature, it should not be, but it's in pain. Uribo. Then, let's put it out of its pain. My shoulder was healed, but I had no blade. My axe was too far to reach, and I lost the knife I usually carried. But Uribo's foolish shoe hairpin felt suddenly heavy in my hair. Sorry. Yrsa? I'm going to use your present poorly. I say it's very resourceful. I leaped to my feet, sidestepped at Uribo's shoe, and in a single motion, slammed the hairpin into the creature's last hand. Every one of its monstrous hands rolled in unison, but it stumbled. I threw myself back and wrapped Uribo, holding him with me as the creature fled, its claws wild but armless, and growing slower. And then, finally, with a last rattle like an iron quenched, it toppled to the ground, all of its heads falling completely still. Yrsa is gone. It really is over. You did it! And before the wave of voices and cheering could hit me, I wrapped Uribo and pulled him into a tight embrace. Thanks! I'm back. Like I promised. I'm not going anywhere again. Sorry about the hairpin. Oh, Yrsa, you know I do not. Welcome back, Yrsa. I'm home. Yes! Sitting in the village hall and watching the wounded be treated, I realized we'll suffer fewer casualties than I could have dared hope for. Olane's baits and traps had worked. Most of the daimon had been wiped out in the South Road, but the remaining daimon had tied up the fighting men in the South and the East. That was why we hadn't been able to find reinforcements. But it was over now. Urbel's hand was in mine once again. I couldn't remember whether I'd let it go since that morning. And as expected, Olane had grinned when she saw us there. You sure Zouheikyoku, and Urbel, glad to see you're still here. I would be nowhere else, thank you. Good to see you well, Olane. I was covered in black blood, dust, and crime. Urbel seemed to have completely missed Olane's humor. But then she smiled, genuinely. You did well, Yrsa Major. I'm glad I wasn't wrong. And you held up your part will do better than anyone could ever have expected. So, I suppose it's time I did my part too. Something seemed a bit different about her this time. And her voice, was she standing taller? Oh dear. I thought it was concluded when... Show me how you live around here, and I'll help you out with something alchemically. Well, I should be on my way. There's a few people I want to have a little chat with. And your chief seems to be mooning over me. Best I leave before I break any more hearts.
Oh wow. RIB for you, Chief. You need to have a sprite to be able to woo Olane here. No, I'll say even if you got a sprite, I don't think you can woo her either. By the way, she's leaving soon. From around hastily set up dividing sheet, Chief Orin yelled something half imprecatory and half suggested. Chief? Oh my. Oh. Oh, why is it so funny though? Why, Chief? Oh dear. Is that possible for humans? No, that is... Do not take him seriously. Olane, where will you be going? Read home. Read? That was right. Debate and the daimon attacks in the first place. But Olane shook her head as I began to say something else. I've told you, Chief, to keep people calm as fast as he can. There's been enough hurt and pain. I don't want any more fighting. Let me do my part to help. I promise you, I will not let Reed Holm hurt anyone else. Then I hold you to that promise. Come back and let us know sometime. Oh, you learn quicker. Good, and I'll be off. What about you two? Well, I believe we have someone else to be as well. Yrsa, shall we? Yes, let's go home.
Epilogue. I'm going for... Not right now, though. Song of the She-Bear. Okay. As much as I am excited to look at the epilogue, this shall be the end of our playthrough. Okay. That should be the end of the chapter 7, I believe, for this playthrough. We have successfully pushed back the diamond attacks with some difficulties, but we have succeeded. And everyone was back home safely again. Yrsa survived, and Urbel has been more handsome in that moment in this episode. I love hugs, really cute of them. And now we'll be going to the epilogue in the next playthrough. Excited! Thank you all for watching this episode of Yrsa Major and Elchemia Story, and I'll see you on the next playthrough. Bye bye!